I am here on Bangkok, Thailand, in an undisclosed location, in a not so luxury hotel, overlooking the heart of this Chinese city with a lot of palm tree and a lot of unfiltered cigarette smoke and sex show happening down beneath us, and a lot of people is hunting around on a rickshaw, and there's a lot of unsavory stuff going down below us. But I'm here for a special reason, because I'm here to talk to the one and only Richard Rountree, Khalil Rountree. God, I had a flashbacks from the original chef.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, and what a treat it is for me to came all the way to Bangkok, Thailand, to saw you.
Thank you.
And to let you to enjoy me and my presence.
I appreciate it. It's an honor to have you here.
Well, it's an honor to have me here, and I saw. Listen, let's let the cat out from the bag. Okay. It's no secret that Eric Anders is one of my dear friend, and also is a dear light-skinned human being. And although I was crushed and disappointed from the result from the fight, I feel that it was to ease the pain when I saw that after the fight you win that one. That you said Joe Hogan, and you said it in a similar voice to your uncle Renato, and I said to myself, not only is this guy becoming a Muay Thai, a black Muay Thai legend before our very eyes, but this man is having excellent chase in MMA and Vale Tudo legend.
Yeah, I learned from you, man. I watch you. I know what's going on. So when I see Joe Hogan, I say Joe Hogan.
You're showing the proper respect. The bottom
proper
line.
respect.
It's the bottom line from that one, and I appreciate that one. And it almost made me to forget about my dear friend Eric. And I said, who is this guy? I said, let me to focus on this black guy here. But, and not to put any kind of, you did a great job. I don't want to take anything away from your victory, but I want to explain to you something, and that a lot of people don't understand.
Okay.
about when you listen. There wasn't a lot of great-looking MMA fighters when I came up.
Okay.
And we didn't get took very serious. Okay, and when you had a guys that was gorgeous like me, or I paved the way for people like Eric, and you don't know the pressure that's put on peoples like us, because we have a certain look. Eric happened to have the same kind of hair I have when I grow my hair out.
Yeah.
He have like Indian hair, like Pocahontas. Okay, or like Cochise. The pressure to keep that kind of appearance up and keep that hair to be looking so good and looking the curls the way it have, sometimes can be a burden when you're in a fight camp, okay?
Yeah.
Now, what you don't understand was, oh, wow, the sounds, the Bangkok. Somebody's always getting arrested.
It's dangerous out here.
God, a knife fight. But one of the stuffs that people don't realize is like, it's a lot of pressure to keep your hair looking that good,
Okay.
And usually you're gonna use, and people like me and Eric, we just put a cold water on that one, maybe a lukewarm water, and the curls happen natural. Well, he was used a hair performance enhance on this one, and he was tried to did. The pressure was causing him to use a unnatural, use a lye and chemicals on his hair to maintain the curl.
I didn't know that.
And that chemical that he was having his hair to bring the luscious curls to life, you could see that he had a nice haircut.
Yeah, it was very nice.
And some of that was poison his blood. And he was half strength, but he didn't want to make any excuse. Okay? Because he's that type of fighter.
Yeah.
And that type of man, Frankie.
Frankly.
Frank Lee.
Yes.
Who is Frank Lee?
The word is frankly.
That's an Asian guy.
No, it's a normal word, frankly.
Let's agree and disagree.
Okay, whatever you say.
So but anyway, but hey, not all of the fight was because he was at half strength.
Okay.
I don't want to take nothing away from you. You did a great job that night. Look, this water onto the bridge. But anyway, where was I? So Eric Anders, great friend of the show. But back to the respect you showed for Henach, and I appreciate that. And I heard a couple of stuffs you're talking about on the Joe Hogan experience or whatever you call that one. Even though you went there first, you could have gave me the scoop first.
Yeah, well, I gave you the shout out. I watch Uncle Henach. I learned a lot.
I appreciate that. But now I had to take the slow boat to China out here to fucking get an interview with this guy.
But it's a great place.
It is a nice place, and I would be lying if I told you I didn't came out here for some of my own self-interest.
I got you.
I want to taste some of the local delicacy.
Okay.
With the exception of maybe one of the lady boy.
Yeah.
I feel like there's enough lady boy in Los Angeles for me to I get a bird's eye view of that. There's a lot of homosexual prostitute or transvestite prostitute in Hollywood / West Hollywood where I live.
Oh, do you hang out with them?
I try not to.
Okay.
Every once in a while, you never know. You drive in and you see like a big cakes. Or you see some strong legs and you go, carajo, wow, look at that bitch. And then you go, oh, carajo, that's a guy. And then you try to.
But you never took one to dinner?
The most I did, I feel like I've went into this before. Well, one time I was in New York. Okay. And a Puerto Rican chick was, I thought I was the man. I thought I was like the best looking. I was in a bar. / club, and back then they used to do like these gay night dance hall, this is the 90s or whatever, and I can't remember, maybe I'm like 19 or something like that, maybe it's like the early 90s, and so I'm already getting into the bar. I don't know how the fuck, maybe I have fake ID, I can't remember, and then I'm like with the finest chick in there, and she can dance, and she's buying me drinks, and I'm like, I'm the fucking man, and this chick is dancing like heel nasty with me, like humping the ass, but I'm not doing nothing but dancing dirty, and I'm headed to get this chick back to my place, and I'm like, oh god,
of course,
well, I got it like that, like buying me drinks, fuck, but then she was like, no, don't, like, we're gonna do it. She wanted to keep it classy, like with that. I'm like, wow, I can't get. She's dancing nasty, but I guess she wants to wait, whatever. So then I got that phone number. Back in those days, you get an actual number, no phone exchange. So I got that number. I'm like, okay, we're gonna deal with this a couple days later. Then I'm on the phone with this chick, fine as hell, just fine as fuck, Puerto Rican chick, talking to me, blah blah blah, and then she sounds like she have a cold or something like that.
Yeah.
And the voice is a little bit like, and I said, oh, it sounds a little, she must be under the weather, whatever. And she's like, I have to tell you something. And I'm like, oh, God, I said, go ahead. What? I go, what you wanted to tell me? And then she's like, but I don't want you to get up. And I go, oh, no, you have it. The first thing I thought in my mind, because it was those days, I go, oh, fuck, you have AIDS.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And then she goes, and I go, no, whatever. You can tell your Uncle Henach. You can just be honest to me. And she said, well, I'm a boy. And I was like, oh, God, are you? And I was like, that's not what I was expecting, okay? And then, I said to myself, God, are you? Because also when you're young like that and you're thinking, it's not like you're not horny all the time,
Exactly.
And then I said to myself, fuck, how could this happen to me? And I said, and I went on to say, God, you got me, you tricked me. And he was very, like, didn't like to be thought of tricking, like, no, that wasn't what I was trying to do, and I was like, yeah, but you got me because I thought I could always tell. I pride myself. I know you can't get me.
The radar.
Yeah, like I would have some way of knowing, and then so this person was. I went on to. I didn't partake of that one. We kept it at that one conversation, but I didn't got upset and hung up the phone because I was happy that she told the truth. No, she didn't. told me that after I made some mistakes there.
Exactly.
And she could have easily let me to took her back that first night, you know? So I expected that it wasn't like, I got you, you know, like,
Yeah.
you know, so I was like, thank God, because you saved me from myself. I didn't have no fucking idea. And I don't remember if it was post or pre or whatever. But I went on to, because I'm like you in the sense, you said you're kind of curious about people, about cultures, about, you're a curious person, the psychology.
Exactly.
And the one thing I did is I had a conversation for about maybe an hour, just about this person's life. How this came about? When did you found out you was in, and how did you get to the point where you're gonna start dressing? And it was very fucking interesting from like just curiosity.
Yeah.
But there was no. As soon as I knew as a man, my curiosity about fucking the person was
Gone.
Yeah, gone. And that's how I can tell too that because I had the opportunity, I could have said like, yeah, let me get. I'm not gonna tell nobody about it, but I just didn't want it to. And also something about the voice, my spider senses like it's register something that don't agree with me.
Exactly.
Like not that it's a wrong stuff, it's just not for me. And because I don't get off on the guy stuffs. It's not. It's just don't. It don't get my blood going,
No, we know
Yeah.
Uncle Hinach likes
and he
likes
don't want to
a
be
good woman.
Yeah, it's Adam and Steve, not Adam and Frank, something like that.
Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Yeah.
And Steve and what I said.
Exactly.
And so anyway, how the fuck we got? Oh, so the lady boy.
Yeah.
So I'm not interested in the lady boy.
Good.
But I'm interested in other stuffs, But anyway, this ain't the Renato Laranja. Well, it is the Renato Laranja show. But let's just talk about you. Let's just get it. Okay, so I saw you the JHE. I saw you on there, and but some of the stuff we was glossed over. Look, I don't want to find out about your success. I want to find out about your shortcomings.
Really?
Yeah, I want to find out about your fat. The fat stuffs.
Okay.
I want to know about your favorite. What was you into at that time? Was your favorite music the Fat Boys? Was you into just fat stuffs? Did you have fat celebrities that you like when you were fat? I never been a fat person.
Yeah.
Okay. And I want to know what goes on, just like that transvest.
Okay.
I want to know what is the mind of a fat person.
Yeah.
Because one of my most dearest enemy. My most hated enemy is also obese, and one of the worst people on the face of the earth.
Who is that?
He's named Vinny Magalesh. And he's he's obese. And sometimes they think different. I wanted to know the way to hurt. I'm also not only I want to find out about you, but I want to know the weak points. I want to find out how to disable a fat person.
Okay.
And
you want to get to the weak point of your worst enemy.
Yeah, but let's not made it all about Vinny Magalesh.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just find out everything about where you started from, because we see where you at now.
Yeah.
And we like where you at, and that's why, frankly, you're here. Or that's why I'm here.
Okay.
Okay. So I first found out about you when I saw the Chaff.
Okay.
The Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
But I was very intrigued because it seemed like whenever they're telling you a story, like one of the most interesting part about your story, which you're probably sick of talking about, but I'm not sick about it, is like, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, he used to weigh fucking 700 pounds and his dad used to manage fucking Gerald Levert or whatever the fuck. And I'm like, excuse me, and you know what I mean? Like, let's maybe to touch on that stuff. See?
Okay.
So first of all, I don't even know where you grew up.
Okay. So I was born in Los Angeles.
Okay, Los Angeles.
Yeah, not in
area?
Bangkok.
What area?
Venice. So I
Wait, you was born in Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles,
wow.
yes.
Yeah, Los Angeles.
And I lived there with my mom and my two brothers at the time. So from birth all the way until 5 years old, I lived in Los Angeles.
Okay.
Right on Venice.
So your parents was already split up at this point?
Yeah, my dad, he died when I was 2 years old.
I did not know that. I thought it was a little bit okay.
No, only 2 years old. So my mom and my dad were together, and when I was 2 years old, just a few months later, my dad died while he was on tour with Boyz II Men, not Gerald Levert. So
I'm okay. I'm gonna took your word for it because I have it on good authority that he was managed Levert.
He kind of looked like Levert.
Is that true? Which one, Gerald?
Gerald,
Oh,
yeah.
God,
He looked pretty similar to Gerald, but he never managed him. He might have known him, but they look very similar.
So
Same like curly hair, big guy,
and well kept.
Yeah, he had facial hair. He had a beard,
But like a manicure. That kind of one with the line.
Exactly.
And they might even put the powder to make that shit perfect.
Exactly. And at the time, he had a Jerry curl, very wet, nice.
Oh, God.
A lot of jewelry.
I like the sound of that.
Very big guy, 320 pounds, 6'4".
He was a
big bodyguard looking guy.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
yeah, very, very big. Big guy, like a bodyguard.
And where was he from?
He's from New Jersey.
Oh,
yeah,
Jersey.
So
New Jerusalem.
Yeah.
No shit. What part of Jersey?
Piscataway. So it's like a small town.
I know Piscataway.
So I have family there now. My grandma, my uncles, they're there as well. So him and my mom met while he was on tour. They met through mutual friends and through I think it was through my aunt, but
okay.
Yes, so I was raised here in LA. My dad lived here in between touring with the bands and stuff.
Now, what if you don't mind? What was the situation because I know it was a violent.
Yes.
What was the situation?
So he was on tour with Boyz II Men, and some guys, when he was in his hotel room, some guys tried to rob him. So they came to his hotel, knock on the door, act like room service, but
what town was they in?
In Chicago. So they came, and it turned into a fight because he found out this is not safe. It turned into a fight, and the guys had guns. My dad had a gun too, but he wasn't able to use it fast enough, and he ended up getting murdered in a Chicago elevator. And so after that, my mom never, she just continued to take care of us. And when I was 5 years old, we moved to Las Vegas to take care of my great-grandmother, who was slowly passing away because she was in her 80s or 90s.
And this is your mom's grandmother?
My mom's grandmother, yes. So she took my brothers and I from Los Angeles, and then we moved to Las Vegas. I was 5.
Wow.
And then so from 5 all the way up until about 20 years old, I lived in Las Vegas.
What a trip for your mom, because some people, I didn't know this until you told me. Now, your mom is Puerto Rican.
Yes.
And a New York Puerto Rican at that.
Yes.
So we call it a New Yorkican.
Yeah.
And that's a very specific type of person. It's a very specific kind of environment.
Attitude.
New York. Yeah, it's like a whole stuff. And the culture shock from even going from there to LA is one stuff.
Exactly.
But then going from that to Vegas is I can hardly imagine a New Yorkican plucked from that into there, and then on top of that to lose the husband to a violent murder. This is not some easy shit
to deal with,
mentally to deal with.
But she really did. My mom to me is one of the most amazing woman, because for someone like that to be in a situation and then raise 3 boys singly and move us to Vegas to take care of her grandmother who was passing, and still working a job and having 3 boys to raise, go to school, buy clothes, all of that stuff all by herself. And still, till this day, still has the same heart and mentality since we were children. It's amazing. My mom, she gets...
think about you life right now.
Yeah.
And how old you are? How old?
29.
How old was she when this was happening?
Late 20s, early 30s.
Okay. So imagine you having just 3 fucking kids to take care of now.
Yeah.
And just how much just that.
Yeah. And my wife dying.
Yeah, and you have nothing. And then what intrusion that would make. This is why now you can see, Khalil, why I don't choose to be around any of my kids.
Yeah.
Now can you?
That's not good.
But now can you see why? Maybe
I can see it.
You can kind
come
of
on,
just, no, because people, I get a bad rap about that. But now you kind of, through that experience, maybe it should have some consideration for your Uncle Renato.
Okay, yeah, okay? I got
Because
some consideration.
not everybody, can have the chops that your mom have. And what's your mom's name?
Taryn.
Sharon.
Yeah.
That's not a very Puerto Rican name. What, did she have another name they call her?
No.
Sharon.
Taryn. Yeah.
That's what I said, Sharon.
Yeah.
And your dad's name was?
Khalil.
Khalil. So
Yeah.
you're the second.
Yeah, Junior.
Oh, the Rountree Jr.
Yeah.
The Rountree. And no relation to Richard Rountree?
No.
That's very disappointing.
No, that's good.
I like it. Some people in the light-skinned community.
I get to make my own legacy. I don't have to be like, oh, I'm related to him. It's like, no, I'm related to my father. Now I can can hold it down for us. You know?
But come on, Shaft.
Maybe I can star in the new Shaft.
Maybe.
You know?
Maybe.
I'm pretty smooth. You don't think?
I think you're becoming smoother and
I can
smoother
learn
by
from
the
you.
day. You can, but careful because there's only
It's
one
hard.
of that one. Just like there's only one Richard Khalil Rountree.
Exactly.
There's only one. This one here.
But imagine the new Shaft be a mixture of Uncle Hinach and Khalil Rountree. And it's like, whew,
and
Shaft.
even better than one, you imagine it's just a combination of Hinach and then just Hinach. It's even
Come
better
on.
than one. But okay, let's split the difference.
I get it. Yeah,
let's split the difference here.
Okay.
Boy, it's hot in Bangkok here. And there's an odor. It's the smell of it reminds me of like a tropical Vegas with Chinese people
And pollution.
and pollution
Yeah.
and danger.
That's
and,
good.
and hand-to-hand combat and knife fights.
It's nice, huh?
It's it's electrifying. It's
Makes you feel
intoxicating.
like wild, right? Like you're like,
It's a pharaoh. You're an animal.
yeah.
So let me get back to we talk about now. I don't want to get off onto Bangkok too much, but let me just tell you a story because this is my first time here.
Okay.
In Bangkok. People have wanted to brought me out many times before, but Chaiga Muay Chai was kind enough to pay the bill and to have me out here to show some of the Jiu-Jitsu to you guys and to pay top dollar, which I encourage a lot more people to have Renato Laranja out for a seminar.
Yeah,
You
maybe
understand?
we'll work that out more.
Yeah, we can do that. But enough about me. I know you want to focus on your Uncle Renato, but I had a friend who at one point was telling me that one of the saddest stuff he ever saw was here in Bangkok here. He said he went to like see a live sex show.
Okay.
And maybe I've talked about this with somebody else one time, but I'm gonna talk about it anyway.
Okay.
Just real quick, that he went to the sex show because he said, "Wow, live sex show, that sounds kind of nice." Well, he go in there, it's a very sad kind of bar, and it's just all these older, chai guys or whatever, nothing like a dive, like a shit bar, And then there's this couple, young chai couple. And all it is, it's not like they're doing some wild, passionate fucking. They just going through some disinterested looking, going through a couple position. And then they change the position and do a couple of pumps.
Like robots.
Yeah, like in that position. But then while that was going on, they was playing Kenny Hodges. Go, lady, I'm your knight in shining armor.
No way.
And I love you. Yeah. And he said it was one of the most soul-crushing, just like, it just took the wind out of his sails. And whenever I think of Bangkok, even though I've never been here, of course you think The Hangover or whatever the fucking else.
Exactly.
Kickboxer or whatever. But that image right there is always
In your mind.
near and dear to my heart.
Oh.
Yeah. Oof.
That's rough.
It reminds me not to get involved in too many of sex shows.
Yeah, no sex show.
Any of that kind of donkey show, whatever the fuck they want to get involved
Ping pong.
Ping pong. None of that. That don't do nothing for me. Maybe if I was 11 years old,
Yeah.
But I'm a grown man. I don't want to see no weird fucking antics like that.
You don't want to see the bird come out?
No, you know what? No.
Like a baby bird, like. Brrr.
That's not for me. Necessarily. I want to see some chai fights,
Exactly.
Or like you give me like, for $30, like 7 women's gonna massage you and suck your dick, and then throw you in the cold water and put an incense. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Okay.
That's what I like.
Okay.
I don't want to see somebody to force a bird out of the hand or play ping pong, pussy, whatever.
Okay, I got you.
Not for me. I don't besmirch you know, whatever you want to do in the company of your own home or with your friends.
I just like to train, man.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Oh, so back to that remind me of when you was fat and lonely.
Yeah.
So when in this process, when you're back in Vegas, you're in Vegas now, it's hot.
Yeah.
There's also a desperation there.
Very.
In Vegas, there's a sadness there. When you're not balling and just hanging out at the baccarat table or pie gow, whatever people like to do who have money. But you're in Vegas, you're a single mom, your brothers, whatever. When did you know that you really was gonna be a fat person?
I didn't ever know. It was just always in my genes. You know, my dad was a really big guy.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things my mom noticed about me is that I like to eat. But one thing is, when my mom being a single mom like that, we were pretty poor. You know, like we didn't go out to restaurants. You know, my mom would come home, she would make a big pot of rice and chop up some hot dogs.
Maybe?
Yellow rice with hot dogs.
She didn't even bless you
Arroz con salchicha. You know, like that was it.
Ballpark. Not even the one, the store brand.
Ballpark, like something cheap. You know, very very cheap hot dogs inside of yellow rice. And she would make a big pot. And
did she at least put some sazon on that?
Sazon, extra sazon, and Goya, yeah.
Goya,
yeah, exactly. And that was something that we ate regularly, you know. And but my brothers, they would eat, but whatever was left over, I would always just I would eat it, you know, because just hungry, growing kid.
Of course.
And so as I got older, I was always a big kid, big structure. When I was born, I was 10 pounds. You know, I was always a big kid. And I just was never healthy. I never did anything athletic. So food and soda and snacks were a comfort for me.
Yeah.
Both of my brothers were athletes. But for me, I was just very shy. Stay in my room.
You was a natural connoisseur. Maybe you were supposed to be a food critic.
Maybe a food critic, or
maybe imagine if that was your natural. Maybe imagine. You know how you finding yourself, and you think you're finding who you. You know, you said on your JHE podcast, you said, I'm really for the first time in my life founding what is my real self. You know, and I still heal. What if that's all in your mind, and you was really supposed to be the greatest? Maybe you're gonna be a great fighter, but maybe what if you were supposed to be the greatest food critic that ever fucking lived the planet, and you're really denying yourself the process?
But I can't be a food critic because I like all food.
Caralho. So you wouldn't
competitive eater, like competitions and hold the belch.
But you know what?
Competition.
You could, but always a skinny Asian guy, a skinny Chinese guy, always gonna win that one.
But I could change the game and be a big black guy.
Yeah, maybe that can be in your future. After you're done doing what you did, and you can go back to being fat. You can go back to your roots.
I don't know if I can, but you know,
I can make you do that. I'll manage you. You're gonna be fat than ever.
Be my promoter?
Yeah, you're gonna be like Buster Douglas.
Are you gonna train me?
I can train you to be fat.
Okay.
So now you're you're in Vegas, you're getting fat, you're eating all the hung stuff, you're eating a horse con ballpark, and then you're feeling a little depressed, and you're getting into depressing music. I see you have a Smith shirt on now. You're getting into the depressing musics. You're listening to The Cure.
Yeah.
You're playing Dungeon and Dragon.
Yeah.
You're probably playing the World of Warcraft.
Never.
Oh, okay. Well, something else. You probably, what else kind of depressing shit was you doing?
I played more music than anything. I played guitar, I played drums, keyboard.
Self-taught.
Yeah,
that's
self-taught.
Jimi Hendrix was self-taught.
Exactly.
I'm not calling you a fucking Jimi Hendrix. Don't get it twisted. Let's not get it twisted. You over there on the recorder playing the flute with that have three notes on there.
I played that too. No, but I would get lost in my music and in my sadness and just lock myself in my room. And
so you play the recorder along with The Cure.
Exactly.
And the Smith.
Exactly.
And maybe some of like the obscure Morrissey one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like maybe play Morrissey on the recorder while I'm listening to, one of my favorite Morrissey songs. Like I Know It's Over.
That's hot fire. That's like you're doing a mashups already.
Exactly.
I want you here to do that one of the he called it where it's like, I'm human and I want you to be loved. Just like something like
and
that.
play it on the recorder?
Why not?
And maybe I can pull that out for you.
Well, caralho, so you like the music of someone like Morrissey, but you didn't took his life philosophy. Because that guy's a vegan and he take care of himself.
Yeah.
So you did more. You listen to the music of him, but you have the political views of like the Fat Boys.
Yeah.
Because you eat like the Fat Boy.
Yeah, but so to clear it up, but I didn't actually get into Morrissey until after, like later on in my years. So growing up as a kid, I would listen to more like Marilyn Manson.
Oh, okay.
Like I listened to like punk rock to like the Misfits.
Okay.
More angry. I was more angry.
Okay. The darker shit.
Yes.
And then you
stuff.
maybe to ventured out and say, well, what did these people listen to?
Yeah. After
Okay.
I finally started to love and get my heart broken is when I started to listen to more things that I connected to, like Morrissey or just more like more emotional type stuff. But younger, I was more into the heavy, angry stuff.
So you just wanted to lash out back then.
Yes, but
because you wasn't able to do that in your regular life.
Exactly, and I never wanted to hurt people.
Yeah.
So everything was self-inflicted, and my anger was self-inflicted.
Yeah.
So I locked myself in my room, and I had caution tape around my door. I had pictures of skulls and a Misfits thing and don't come in my room.
Yeah.
Like the crazy that you see in like cartoon movies.
Yeah.
My room looked like that.
I see that with a lot of guys. Like if you notice a lot of like kind of misfit type of outcasty type of kids, will be covering tattoos and maybe do a thing where like their tongue is split or they're doing some kind of stuff, and all of that is like, I feel like a physical representation of on their body of your caution tape on your home.
Exactly.
And the skulls. It's like telling, even though they're sometimes probably the most vulnerable fucking people on earth, but they're doing this because they're like, look, stay the fuck away.
Yeah, it's
leave
like
me alone.
Stay away.
Yeah,
I'm too temperamental and delicate to connect with anybody, so just stay away. It's better for you to stay
off.
I had 1-inch plugs. I had both my nostrils pierced. I had both my lip rings in. I wore eyeliner, dark black eyeliner. I'm the only black kid in Las Vegas that was like wearing eyeliner full of.
And you're chubby on top of that.
Chubby on top of it.
That's the stuff is like. Let me to be honest with you here.
Yeah.
A skinny look is more the look of the goth.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna see, look, I'm not goth and I'm not really into the goth stuffs. But if I want to look at a goth, I want you to be skinny. When I see a fat ones, I go, come on, porra. You need to be listening to funky stuffs. You need to be listening to like early Kool and the Gang, so you can do the stuff like
the pop lock.
Yeah, you will need to wear a beret.
Yeah,
you need to wear a multicolored suspend.
Yeah, you
need to have a parachute pants. Don't try to be. But that's just my my romantic view of I want to see some of the cuttings, some of the markings.
You
on
want to
your
see
arm.
it?
I want to know that you're really living the lifestyle.
I didn't have any markings, but I started getting tattooed at 13, and that was equivalent to markings. I never hurt myself like that,
what a shame.
Yeah, come on.
No.
But I started getting tattooed at 13, and that was equivalent to like.
What kind of stuff did you first start putting on your body?
So my first tattoo. The community that I grew up in, there's a thing called straight edge. Straight edge is like you don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't have promiscuous sex, that.
Yeah.
So my first tattoo was a straight edge tattoo.
What did that mean? Oh, it just says the word straight edge.
No, 3 X's represents like straight edge in the community that I was around. So
the Afro-American community?
No, more of like it's called like the hardcore, right?
That don't sound very hardcore.
Hardcore, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like hardcore.
It sounds like you want to be doing like drugs and all that.
Yeah, to not be doing drugs or fucking nobody or using harsh language.
But we were so about our community, and the people who did do drugs and stuff like that ruined that for us. Because they would come to these shows. We would be like, we would want to mosh and be angry, but not, not really hurt each other.
Yeah.
And the guys who were drunk, they would come and just like ruin it all for us.
Fuck up the vibe.
So we took pride in like, you know what? We don't need to get fucked up to come here.
I can see
We're
that.
going to just like we take pride in that. We're just genuinely pissed off.
So I got a question for you. Okay, now is cursing involved in the straight-edge stuffs?
Yeah, there's a lot of cursing.
No. Okay. So what I was saying, like, they don't go like this. Like this darn stuff is really radical.
No.
Like it's not. There wasn't like Ned Flanders.
No.
Okay.
The complete opposite.
Okay, I was just wondering if that's part of it. Like they was like, like let's be hardcore, but don't use any curse word. Yeah.
No.
These darn skeletons are really moving and grooving.
So the music was called hardcore because even the lyrics and the way that they project the lyrics, like you can barely understand it. And if you read into the lyrics, or if you do start to understand it, it's very, very like cuss words and just hard. It's very hardcore.
I want you to subscribe. Hey, I'm not joking about that subscribing, okay?